Getting ready to come green in the opening heat of the night. James McDonald, Randy Alway will lead him to green. Clinton Barrick already trying to make the move to the outside. Well, the 77 loses a couple spots into the first corner. Anthony Kelly slips around on the outside. Down the back straightaway they go. Barrick leads Alway. Kelly, Hardy up from the back row, already up inside the top 5. Good opening lap for him. Clinton Barrick will lead of the opening lap.
Big ride from Clinton Barrick so far, and a big move as he started out from 4th and now is into the top spot. 34 of Randy Alway out there in second. About a 3-car battle there for the 3rd spot, but side by side at the moment between those two hatchbacks. 2 laps into heat number 1. It is Clinton Barrick out in front as your leader.
Barrick driving away with the lead right now, but it's a good battle for 2nd through 3rd and 4th now. Make it 5th as here comes Kyle Rothwell driving the 19 tonight. He's up inside the top 5 after slipping by Anthony Kelly. Jordan Denobriga wants to mix it up as well. Clinton Barrick still continues to lead at halfway, and then it's Alway. Battles on for 3rd. Hardy trying to take it on the outside. Meanwhile, Rothwell's going to go by on the inside, and he'll clear. Then Anthony Kelly now trying to challenge with Hardy there. Rothwell's going to go around Alway. Everybody chasing Clinton Barrick.
Coming up on 2 laps to go here at heat number 1. A good ride from Clinton Barrick so far. The real battle going on right now is for the 2nd spot. Currently occupied by Randy Alway. And the number 19 of Rothwell, who started out at the very back of the pack in 7th, is about to make a move out of that inside. He's going to catch him for that 2nd spot ahead of Randy Alway. Coming up on the white flag, it has been all Clinton Barrick in this heat number 1.
Final time around, Clinton Barrick has about a half straightaway advantage over Kyle Rothwell. Then Randy Alway now sits in 3rd. Hardy 4th, losing a spot to Anthony Kelly in the 12. As they go side by side, that got a little close up off of corner 2. Out of 3 and 4 for the final time. Here comes Clinton Barrick in the 09. He'll take the checkers. It's Barrick, Rothwell, Alway, 3 wide, almost at the stripe. Hardy's going to get it over Anthony Kelly. Good to see Jay Moulton back in his 10 car after trashing that ride a couple weeks ago. Green flag in the air. Cuse and Iftati. Iftati's going to go low to cover off the spot. Moulton trying to get past the 34 at the back of the pack. Lubeck also having a bit of a struggle off the start there in the 14. Just didn't get going. Not sure what's going on with that ride. Austin Worstrow, meanwhile, has worked his way up into 2nd after starting 4th on this opening lap. At a corner number 4, Iftati's going to lead lap number 1.
1 lap in, Iftati out in front. Good ride from him so far. 71 of Austin Worstrow holding on to the 2nd, and Hannah Rothwell, who started out in the 6th spot, has moved up halfway and now is in 3rd, with Jay Moulton out there in 4th and Sierra Cuse in 5th. 2 laps into heat number 2. It is the number 38S of Sam Iftati out in front.
4 cars at the front, breaking away with this one. Down the back straightaway, it's Iftati. Then it's Worstrow. Moulton up to 3rd, and Hannah Rothwell having a good run there in 4th. Trying to put some pressure on Moulton down the back straightaway and into corner 3. Moulton looking to the inside of Worstrow. Rothwell trying to find any sort of way around the 10. Hasn't been able to do it yet. Iftati continues to lead as the field has seen the halfway that last time by the Tim Hortons starter stand. Down the back straightaway, Iftati still controls it.
Coming up on 4 laps in with 2 laps to go here in heat number 2. Sam Iftati still holding on strong to the lead. Worstrow out there in 2nd. And Jay Moulton up there in 3rd with Hannah Rothwell in 4th. Breaking away from the pack there a little bit as Sierra Cuse holds on into that 5th spot. Coming up on 1 more lap to go. The last lap of heat number 2. A good ride from Sam Iftati. He is still out there in front with 1 lap left.
Iftati's done a great job pacing this field. Moulton trying to attack the other Volkswagen there in front of him. That's the 71 of Worstrow. Around the outside goes the 10 of Moulton. Hannah Rothwell trailing them into 3 and 4 for the final time. Here comes Iftati. He leads it comfortably. Worcester's going to slide up the racetrack in front of Moulton. That's going to open the door downstairs. He'll cover that off. But Moulton's going to grab the spot at the stripe. Iftati, Moulton, Worstro, Rothwell, and Cuse is your top 5. Out of corner 4, coming to the green flag. Hadler gets a good jump. Anderson trying to block low as Pagnotta thought about making it a 3-wide battle for the lead. Anderson slides up the racetrack, gets a little punt in the back from Pagnotta. That stacks up the field as Worcester thought about getting to the inside. And now it's Hare down the back straightaway. He's going to take the lead from Hadler. Good move from Kenny Hare to avoid all that mess on the outside. Now drives away with the advantage on lap 1 over Hadler, Anderson, DeVore, and Pagnotta.
Kenny Hare out in front, 1 lap in. Richard Hadler, the number 60, out there in second. Pretty competitive going out there for that 3rd spot. Almost about a 4-car battle for the spot currently being occupied by Mason Anderson. And Vincent Pagnotta, as I just said, that made a move onto the inside to try to catch him. That didn't quite work out. Anderson got a little sideways there, but kept it on. 2 laps in, it is Kenny Hare out in front as your leader.
Down the back straightaway, Hare leads. Hadler battles on for 3rd. Anderson has it. Pagnotta wants it on the inside, and the 13 is going to sail it off into corner number 3. He'll slide up the racetrack in front of Anderson. Crossover move coming, but not able to be executed the way that Anderson would have hoped. Now he gets a little shot from the 96 of LaFontaine down the stripe, and not able to get back alongside Pagnotta. Now LaFontaine has got to find a way around this 4-car. Coming to 2 laps to go. Kenny Hare still out in front.
Kenny Hare and Richard Hadler separating themselves from the pack a little bit. However, Vincent Pagnotta is getting himself into that mix as he is still holding on strong to that 3rd spot and is trying to find a line to catch Hadler. With the 96 of Tyler LaFontaine out there in the 4th spot, and the 5th spot occupied now by Mason Anderson. Coming up on the white flag, 1 lap to go in heat number 3. It is Kenny Hare still out in front.
White flag waves. Kenny Hare is out in front. Hare leads. Hadler, Pagnotta, LaFontaine, and Anderson. Coming to the finish of this one, it's Kenny Hare by a couple car lengths. Hadler trying to hold on to 2nd spot as Pagnotta's gotten to his inside. Hare wins it. Hadler will bring it home 2nd. Pagnotta 3rd. LaFontaine 4th. And Anderson 5th. Getting ready to go green. The 6Z of Zach, the 6S of Slider, away we go in the mod lights. RJ Pitts trying to make it a 3-car battle for the lead. Couldn't quite get to the middle. Slider's going to lead up off of 2. Here comes Pitts, though, to take the lead. RJ Pitts down into 3 and 4. Look at Josh Slider sail it in on the high side. Oh, maybe a little bit too high. Feathers it around the outside and gets a good run, but it's almost 4-wide contact there between Slider and Watson as Josh Slider still trying to continue his march to the front.
RJ Pitts out in front here in the early going, side by side for that 2nd spot between Riley Slider and actually that's a Josh Slider is there also as well. He's now into 2nd, the number 6 Riley Slider out there in 3rd. 2 laps in, it is the number 26 of RJ Pitts out in front.
RJ Pitts leads, and that's Josh Slider. Rob Meisner in the 6th is 3rd. Then it's Chris Watson, Tyler Winger. Riley Slider's fallen back to 6th in the 6S. RJ Pitts still leads it at halfway. But Josh Slater, though, is getting close. Around the outside, he down the back straightaway comes Josh Slater in the 17 into 3 and 4, trying to pull even with the 26. He'll do better than that as he's going to zoom around the outside and take the lead at the stripe.
4 laps in, 2 to go. Josh Slater with that big move just moved on into the lead. RJ Pitts in 2nd, and the number 6 of Rob Meisner out there in 3rd. Number 07 of Chris Watson, who started out at the back of the pack, is now in 4th. White flag, the last lap of heat number 1. It is Josh Slater out in front.
Slater leads a Pitts by almost a second at the stripe. It's Slater, Pitts, Meisner. Good battle there for 4th between the 4 of Winger down low and the 07 of Watson. Watson backs off and down the back straightaway. He'll try to set up the move. Coming to the checkers, Josh Slater wins this one over RJ Pitts. Rob Meisner, Chris Watson gets 4th, and Winger ends up 5th. Coming to green, out in front is the 1 of Dylan Slater. around the outside. Cornish trying to hang on to second spot, but Ryan Anderson doing a good job on the inside there to challenge. He's going to go by the 1 for the lead, and Brent Bigelow is going to try to follow suit on the inside. Ryan Anderson trying to take the lead from Slater. Slater fights back on the outside. He'll drop the position. Bigelow gets him too. Ryan Anderson leads on lap number 1. Brent Bigelow around the outside, trying to find a way to clear to the lead. Bigelow down into 3 and 4 on the outside in the 16, still fights it, and he'll grab the lead. Ryan Anderson sits second now. Dylan Slater is third, under fire from both the Sean Iftati and the 71 of Buscom machine. Bigelow leads, then it's Anderson, Buscom, Iftati, and Dylan Slater in a great battle there for third. Bigelow still out in front, then Ryan Anderson. Dylan Slater's now settled into third. Sean Iftati trying to find a way by on the inside in that 27 down low, but Bigelow is still your leader at the halfway.
2 laps to go. Brent Bigelow comfortably out in front. The number 44 of Ryan Anderson started out in 5th. He is into the 2nd spot. They're separating themselves from the field. And the 27 car of Sean Iftati out there in 3rd. White flag in the air for the last lap of heat number 2. Brent Bigelow comfortably out in front over the 44 of Ryan Anderson. And he's got another turn to go before he takes the checkered flag for heat number 2. Checker flag out in the air, give the win to Brent Bigelow. Very impressive showing here in heat number 2. Number 44 of Ryan Anderson finishes in 2nd. Sean Iftati in 3rd. Dylan Slater finishes in 4th, and the 71 of Leroy Buscom rounds out the top 5.
Coming to green here, Trevor Want on pole out of Niagara Falls in the 19. Then it's Go Fast Steeple from Thorold in the 11. Starting third, Jason Fontaine out of Port Colborne. Jim Lampman lines up 4th. Kyle Pelrine, Dave Bailey, Jeff Bean, Rob Disher round out the field of 8 cars that are already slicing and dicing their way through corners number 1. Teeple's going to take the lead down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Fontaine challenges there on the low side in the 1J. It's Teeple, then Fontaine. Jim Lampman settles into 3rd, and Kyle Pelrine is 4th.
Anybody's guess so far here in heat number 1 of the Hoosier stocks. Teeple slightly out in front, but that number 1 of Jason Fontaine is right there beside Teeple and going to the inside line of Teeple to catch that lead. Pelrine up there in the mix in, looks like a 3rd. Jim Lampman out there in 3rd. Actually, he's right beside him. It's pretty much anybody's game right now. 2 laps in to the Hoosier stocks, and it's Fontaine out in front.
Fontaine leads, then it's Teeple. Pelrine trying to find a way by on the inside of Jim Lampman, who's hanging tough on the outside. And that almost is a 4-car battle there as Bailey thought about sticking his nose in and down low, and Teeple was on the outside. Jim Lampman's gone back to the outside through 1 and 2. Everybody trying to find a way around Teeple. They're 3 wide behind the 11. Pelrine in the middle, Bailey down low. Jim Lampman keeps going all the way up the racetrack, trying to find any bite and drive off he can, but that time a little too high, and Pelrine and Bailey slip by.
4 laps in, 2 to go, with Jason Fontaine beginning to increase his lead just that much more. Actually, it's coming to the halfway point here. Battle going on right now is for that 2nd spot, almost being occupied by 3 cars. Dave Bailey got a little sideways there, but kept it on. Teeple out there in 2nd, Pelrine in 3rd, Dave Bailey out there in 4th. 5 laps in, it is Jason Fontaine still out in front.
Fontaine really starting to run away with this one as Teeple still holding strong in 2nd. Pelrine has not been able to find a way to clear that vehicle yet, and Bailey wants by as well. Dave Bailey trying to find a way around Pelrine down low. He leans into the corner, not able to get alongside with Pelrine there. Everybody still chasing Teeple, and everybody behind them chasing it, Jason Fontaine. White flag in the air one more time around. Here comes Jason Fontaine. Fontaine leads. Teeple, Bailey, Pelrine, Jim Lampman into the 1 and 2. Fontaine able to have a Saturday night cruise in this heat. He is out in front by over half straightaway advantage. Teeple doing a great job protecting that 2nd spot, but here comes Dave Bailey trying to take it away in the final corner. Fontaine will lead and win it at the stripe. Bailey gets 2nd over Teeple. Good run from Go Fast Teeple there in 3rd. Jim Lampman 4th, and Kyle Pelrine 5th. Shout out to some of the athletes coming down the way here from Team Nova Scotia. Thanks for making it out to the races while you're here. Down into corner number 1, Donnie Lampman leads. He takes the lead and runs off of it because John Couture on the inside is still holding up the Jeff Larmont 601 into 3 and 4. Rob Murray way down low, and one car going around. It's John Couture. He's going to drive right into the side of Rob Murray as he lost it coming off of 4. He got sideways and drove into the side of the M1. Zach Bleach stopped to avoid that one, and we have our first caution.
Department is also on site to keep your fleet up and running.
Coming back to green now. Out in front, it's Donnie Lampman. Lampman leads. Fawcett coming around the outside. That's where he made the winning move last week to take the feature win in the Hoosier Stocks. He's trying to clear Jeff Larmont for second. Donnie Lampman leads. Up on the high side, swings it back across the stripe. Rob Murray already recovering and back up into the 4th position there with 2 laps to go.
2 laps in. Donnie Lampman out in front. Mark Fawcett, who started out in the number 6 spot, has moved his way on up into 2nd. Rob Murray recovered pretty nicely after that little collision there, is holding on in the 3rd, and Zach Bleach holding on into 4th. 3 laps in, 5 to go. It is Donnie Lampman out in front as your leader.
Donnie Lampman out front. The Fawcett machine trying to run down Donnie Lampman. Rob Murray, valiant effort after being driven into the side of. You can see tons of cosmetic damage, but obviously not affecting the handling of that race car as he's able to sail around the outside of Bleach and take over 3rd place. Donnie Lampman into 3 and 4, 4 in, coming to 5 in, 3 to go at the stripe. It's Donnie Lampman out front, but Fawcett is catching him. Now last time by, 0.6 of a second, the difference at the stripe.
3 laps to go here in heat number 2 of the Hoosier Stocks. Donnie Lampman still holding on strong to the lead. However, Mark Fawcett is trying to gain on him as best as he can there, and he's holding on into that 2nd spot. Rob Murray out there in 3rd. Zach Bleach out there in 4th with the number 601 of Larmont out there in 5th. 2 laps to go. It is Donnie Lampman still out in front.
Lampman leads. Fawcett, Murray, Bleach. Top 4 cars breaking away in this one. White flag waves on the field, and Donnie Lampman is in control. Real smooth looking run from Donnie Lampman right now. He's looking to pick up yet another heat win. Also searching for his 3rd feature win of the year. Checkers in the air. Donnie Lampman wins it over Mark Fawcett. Murray, Bleach, and Jeff Larmont will hang on to 5th place. Eight laps in heat number 1 of the Right Choice Auto and Leisure Sportsman. Green flag in the air. Van Miller around the outside. He's looking to clear going into corner number 1. Jay Mallory up on the high side as well, hangs on to 2nd for now as McKay challenges to the inside, but he's going to have to get on the defense as Adam Leslie in the 15's thinking about making a maneuver. And look at the Mongrel make the move to the lead. The 20 of Jay Mallory through to the lead on lap 1.
Great move from Jay Mallory out in that 1st lap to take the lead. The number 2K of Rob Knapp just took over the 2nd spot. Jason Van Mill still in that mix, but whoa, look at that. The number 15 car, Adam Leslie getting himself into the mix, is practically side by side with Van Mill. Van Mill still holding on strong to 3rd. 2 laps in, 6 to go. It is Jay Mallory out in front.
2 top contenders doing some tight quarters racing a little bit further back in the pack that last time by is Friesen and McPherson were all over each other while they worked past the 13M of McKay. Mallory still leads out front. Then it's Knapp, Van Mill, Leslie. Leslie's going to take over 3rd spot now as he works underneath Van Mill into 3 and 4. The one upstairs down low, it's the 15 of Leslie. Give the spot to Adam Leslie.
Halfway through heat number 1 of the Sportsman. Number 20 of Jay Mallory beginning to break away from the pack. Just that much more. The 2K of Rob Knapp in 2nd. Adam Leslie out there in 3rd. Jason Van Mill in 4th. And Cody McPherson getting himself into the mix, into that top 5. Trying to go to the inside of Van Mill. He's practically side by side with them for that spot. 3 laps to go, 5 down. It is Jay Mallory still out in front.
Mallory driving away from Knapp. Leslie rides there in third. McPherson is through to fourth. Friesen through to fifth. Van Mill dips a wheel in the moat hit, slows him down in the one. Now we got some single file action pretty much around the racetrack. Coming to the white flag one more time. And don't look now, but Rob Knapp is kind of closing that gap. Down to 0.6 of a second in its 1 and 2. It's about a car length. Down the back straightaway, Mongrel gets a better drive off the 20 of Jay Mallory, still continues to lead. Rob Knapp one more time, can't make it stick. Jay Mallory will take the win over Rob Knapp, Adam Leslie, Cody McPherson, and the 72 of James Friesen.
Rounding out the field, Jordan Costa, sponsors for Chef Conte and Lane and
Green flag in the air, it's Vander Zanden in the 35 tonight. He lines up on the front row and trying to drive away with the lead. Down the back straightaway, PD hangs tough in the 23, but he'll have to surrender down the back straightaway. 3-car battle there. Oh, 1-car bicycles. That could have got real bad for the 22, but he's able to hang on to it. Wow. Breathtaking moments in 3 and 4 as those 3 cars were fighting over real estate that was barely wide enough for 1 car. Still out in front is Vander Zanden over PD, right. Then the 17C of Costco. It was Wright, Costco, and this 22 of Smith that got together that sent Smith almost over, but he hangs on to it, bicycles it perfectly, and he gets back in this one.
Coming up on 3 laps in, 5 to go here in heat number 2 of our Sportsman division. Taylor Vander Zanden out in front, beginning to break away just a little bit more over the 23 of Nathan Peaty. Number 09 of Trevor Wright out there in third. However, the number 17 of Jordan Costco is right there with him, trying to go to that inside line to catch him. And oh man, it looked like almost it got sideways there a bit. Halfway through heat number 2, Taylor Vander Zanden, your leader.
Trevor Wright doing a great job being aggressive to block off the spot and hold on to that third spot. But every time Costco gets a little bit closer on 3 and 4's entry, we'll see if that battle shapes up more, if Costco's going to fall back into the clutches of the 66P. Out in front, it's still Vander Zanden who continues to lead. Petey, Wright, Costco, and Panante.
Coming up on 2 laps to go here in heat number 2 of our Right Choice Automobile Leisure Sportsman division. Good ride from Taylor Vander Zanden, still holding on strong to the lead, with Nathan Petey just not too far behind him there in that second spot. They're breaking away from the pack just that much more, with the number 09 of Trevor Wright in third and 17 of Jordan Costco out there in fourth. White flag in the air for the last lap. Taylor Vander Zanden out in front.
Out in front, Taylor Vander Zanden looking strong. Driving the 35 tonight, while Nelson Mason will drive the 74. Out of corner number 4. Give a call to Taylor Vander Zanden, who takes the checkers over Nathan Petey, Trevor Wright, Jordan Costco, and Jeff Benunte. That is your top 5. Coming to green, Mamo and Panante. Good start there from Mamo as he quickly gets to the inside. Covers off the spot. He'll take the lead, but look at the drive off from Greg Panante. He goes around the outside in the 99P. He's trying to take over the lead through 3 and 4. Mamo hangs tough on the inside, but on the gas is Panante, who scored by 1/100th of a second as the leader on lap 1.
Greg Panante using that outside line to his advantage as he is now on the early lead. However, Noah Mambo's going onto that inside line. He's committed to that to stay. He's holding on to that second spot. The 108 of Billy Bleach is there in third. 2 laps in, it is Greg Panante out in front.
Greg Panante had a bit of a scary ride with Cody McPherson last Saturday night. Broke some gear. Looks like that car is repaired, maybe even some new paneling on the side. Looks sharp. Glad to see the 99P back out in front of this one. Mamo rides second. Now it's Billy Bleach up to third. Justin Sharp's come around to fourth with the Happy Birthday 80 sign on the side of that 8S machine. Couple cars with that tonight. And then the 74 rides 5th, and that is Nelson Mason. Again, Mason and Vanderzanden teammates, the 35 and 74 switching cars tonight. We'll see how that will shakes out for them as Penante continues to lead with 3 to go.
5 laps down, 3 to go here in heat number 3. Greg Penante beginning to break away from the pack just that much more, with Noah Mambo still holding on strong to that second spot. Billy Bleach out there in third, and the 8S of Justin Sharp getting himself into the mix. Whoa, swung way on the outside there. Almost hit the boat. 2 laps to go. It is Greg Penante, your leader, still out in front.
Penante going to see the white flag this time out of corner number 4 for the final time around. Here is Greg Penante in the Gassens Auto Sales 99P. Having a nice little Saturday night cruise out in front of this pack. It is Penante, Mamo, Bleach, Sharp, and Mason into 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming to the checkers, Greg Penante will win it. Mamo brings it home second. Bleach third. Sharp fourth. And the 74 of Mason rounds out your top 5. Flanagan and Ferry lead him to green. Good start from Flanagan. Not so much for Ferry as he's dropping through the field after getting hung on the outside there. I believe that start's getting called back. Tower calls that Flanagan has jumped the start. He's going to be penalized on this one. So that moves Todd Gordon up a row to line up on the inside of Ryan Ferry. We'll try it again. It's Gordon and Ferry that have to fire together at the blue noodle in corner number 4. Flanagan, Ferry, Gordon, Rouse, Bicknell, Van Mill, and Susie. Gordon and Ferry, much fairer start on that one. But Rouse is all over the back bumper of Ferry, just pushing him into corner number 1. Now he's all over the back bumper of Flanagan, who's trying to get by on the inside. Meanwhile, Bicknell's trying to make the move on Rouse, take over the 4th position. Out in front of this one, it's Todd Gordon who leads lap number 1.
Todd Gordon with the early advantage after that restart. Dave Flanagan Jr. now into that 2nd spot. It's pretty competitive battle there, about a 3-car battle there for that 3rd spot, currently being occupied by Pete Bicknell and Ryan Susie right there in the mix as well. Almost a bit of contact there between those two. And we have a yellow flag.
Brad Rouse has brought it to a stop on the outside, of corner number 3. And that puts us under yellow 2 laps into this one. Then it's Bicknell in 3rd in the 42, the 38 RS. Susie lines up in 4th with Van Mill all over him for some reason. Getting ready to go back green with Gordon out front. Good start from Gordon. Up on the high side, Susie trying to drive around Bicknell, couldn't do it. Flanagan rides there in 2nd. Top 4 cars under a blanket, and it's Gordon still leading it.
3 laps in, Todd Gordon still out in front after that restart. Side by side, almost side by side there, but eventually 74 Dave Flanagan took over. Ryan Susie tried to go to that outside line to catch him while Pete Bicknell was going inside. And he is now into that 4th spot halfway through this first heat. It is still Todd Gordon out in front.
Ryan Susie looking good. On the outside, driving away from it. Gordon, Susie, Flanagan, Bicknell, Rouse, Van Mill, and Ferry. 2 laps to go is the call at the line, and it's still Gordon up front.
2 laps to go. Todd Gordon still out in front. A really good ride from him so far. Coming up on the white flag of heat number 1. Todd Gordon out in front. Ryan Susie started at the very back of the pack, is making a jump there. Almost went a little too far there on that inside line. That cost him a bit. 74 with Dave Flanagan out there in third. He's still trying there, coming up on that checkered flag. Not going to work. The 28 of Todd Gordon wins heat number 1 of the Coypack Merchandising 358 Modifieds. With the 38 of Ryan Susie in second, Dave Flanagan finished in third, Pete Bicknell in fourth, and Brad Rouse in the 18 rounds out the top 5.
Getting ready to go green on the 35 and the 73. Tight start there between Davidson and Gruel. Davidson keeping him honest. Around the outside goes Davidson. He'll take the lead. Wood trying to follow suit on the outside. Meanwhile, Lindbergh and Luke Carlton having some close quarters racing down the back straightaway. Down the front, Davidson leads under the stripe. Gruel second, Scott Wood third.
Davidson out there in front the lead so far. Scott Wood moving on up into second. And Brandon Gruel, who started out in first, he's still in that mix. Going into that inside line, didn't quite work out. He is now into third with the 6 of Matt Williamson out there in fourth. Lindbergh right there beside him. He just moved on up into fourth. Coming up on 3 laps in, it is Dylan Davidson out in front.
Davidson leads, lots of heavy hitters still battling amongst the traffic as Lindbergh and Williamson both have some feature wins this year, and they're trying to find a way to the front of this heat. Lindbergh couldn't do it on the outside as the 35 slid up in front of him. Now Williamson's clear, he's through to third. Wood trying to reel in our leader Davidson halfway at the stripe.
Halfway through heat number 2. Number 73 of Davidson still out there in front, and Scott Wood beginning to separate themselves from that pack. But look at Matt Williamson there with that big move. He got pretty good there. He started out at the very back of the pack at 7th. He is now into that top 3. With Lindbergh out there in a 4th. 3 laps to go. It is Dylan Davidson, your leader.
One car slowed that last time by the stripe. It was 35G of Gruel. He brings it to the pits. Davidson still leads it with 2 laps to go. Davidson down the back straightaway has about 2 car lengths on Scott Wood into 3 and 4. It's Davidson, Wood, Williamson, white flag waves on the field. Final time into 1 and 2. Wood is there having a look, trying to find a way around Davidson. Davidson down low covers the position into 3 and 4. The 73 of Dylan Davidson looking strong in the Costco haulage. Number 73, he'll win it over Scott Wood, Matt Williamson, Gary Lindbergh, and Luke Carlton. McTavish and Slack, they fire together out of corner 4. 3 wide behind them already as both Bowman and Carlton making a little bit of contact into corner number 1. Slack's going to come away with the lead over McTavish. Pierce trying to find a way to the inside. Chevalier, 1 car stopping on the inside, or outside, excuse me, of the backstretch. It's the Mike Bowman 71. Yellow flag in the air for Bowman. I believe it's a flat left rear on the Bowman 71. Yep, that tire has gone soft after the contact with Carlton, and he'll take it pit side. Green flag back in the air. Slack, Pierce get good restarts on that inside line. They're both trying to clear McTavish. Bowman trying to get to the inside of Freddie Carlton there as they're 3 wide with Chevalier. Down the back straightaway, Bowman still works to the inside. Chevalier upstairs and Carlton in the middle. Now Carlton's going to get past Bowman, and he'll get past McTavish as well.
Alton Slack looking really good after that restart. 2 laps in. Shane Pierce, good ride from him so far. He is there in second. And fast Freddie Carlton and the 71 of Bowman back out onto the track there after that flat is now into 4th. 3 laps into heat number 3. It is Dalton Slack, a good ride from him so far in the lead.
Slack out in front in the Transport Sales and Service number 3 RS. Pierce runs second. Carlton third, trying to make the move on Pierce for second. Down the back straightaway, Carlton's going to try to set the move up into 3 and 4. Not going to be close enough that time to make anything stick. but through the middle of the corner, gets a great run, but still can't get to the inside of the 88 of Pierce.
3 laps to go. Dalton Slack comfortably out in front with the 88 of Shane Pierce. Actually, it's about single file throughout this heat now. Shane Pierce in second, Fast Birdie Carlton in third, and the 71 of Bowman out there in fourth. 2 laps to go. It has been all Dalton Slack here in heat number 3.
Down the backstretch goes Dalton Slack with about a almost full straightaway advantage. He's really starting to put some distance on this field as the white flag waves. Slack, Pierce, Carlton, Bowman, Chevalier, McTavish. That is your running order. Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Dalton Slack. He's going to lead it up off of corner 4. Carlton's going to try to get alongside Pierce. Can't do it. Shane Pierce hangs on to second. Then it's Fred Carlton, Mike Bowman, Chad Chevalier, and Boyd McTavish.
You're so tasty. Drive me crazy. Crazy. Ain't nothing I can do.
So who exactly is Fast Eddie? More than just a man, it's the mindset that runs through our blood like oil through an engine. Whether on the track or on the street, Fast Eddie is the spirit that drives us to go fast and keep going. Born in 1949 with no time to look in the rearview mirror. Every story is worth telling, and every piece of Fast Eddie apparel has its own. Celebrate our mindset. This is Fast Eddie. This is combustion culture. FastEddieSpeedwear.com.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
Spencer Smolders out there in front, 1 lap in. 28 of Mitch Dumont is in there in second. A little bit of activity there at the back. Fairway moving on there in the third. Whoa, and a little contact there between McKay as well as Fairway, and Fairway dropped a few spots. 2 laps in, it is Spencer Smolders in the number 21 out in front.
Doug Walsh went for a wild ride that last time up off of corner number 2. He's dropped well back of this pack. Smolders leads Dumont, McKay, Smith, Friesen, and Hawkins. That is your top 6 as they run right now. Smolders, comfortable advantage over Dumont. Then Smith and McKay, they're dueling there for third. Jason Fairway trying to fight his way up. Currently riding 8th, trying to work over Cameron Lane to get one position closer to that top 6 battle, but it's still Smolders out front.
Coming up on the halfway mark here of this B main feature, last chance showdown. Spencer Smolders and the 28 of Mitch Dumont breaking away from the pack just a little bit there. Terry Smith in the number 22 out there in third. Daniel McKay is in the 4th spot. Number 68 of Curtis Friesen there in 5th with the number 25 of Chris Hawkins occupying the 6th spot, which is the top 6 qualify. 4 laps to go. A good ride from Spencer Smolders out there in the lead, followed by Mitch Dumont.
Smolders, Dumont, Smith, McKay, Friesen, and Hawkins. Lane was trying to work over Hawkins for that 6th and final transfer spot. That's the battle to keep an eye on as they come out of corner number 4. 24C and 25. The 25 of Hawkins has that spot. The 24C of Lane wants it. Smolders out for a Saturday night cruise as he's trying to work his way in. 2 laps to go in the last chance qualifier.
2 laps to go. Smolders and Dumont comfortably out in front. The battle is going on at the back of the pack for those top 6 spots. Daniel McKay is there in the 4th spot. Friesen and Chris Hawkins currently still occupy the top 6. White flag in the air. Smolders still out in front.
Final time around. Lane has a lot of ground to make up if he's going to get even with Hawkins. Hawkins starting to really drive away from the 24 scene. It looks like the top 6 is solidified. Smolders takes the checkers. Dumont, then it's Smith, McKay, Friesen, and Chris Hawkins all making it to the show tonight in the Right Choice Auto and Leisure Sportsman. You Pick Auto Parts Pace Truck is in. We are ready for feature time on Niagara Trailers Night here at Merrittville Speedway. Flag is up, pedals are down, away we go in the Van Sickle Pet Value. PV on the lane, 4 cylinders. Anderson gets a great start. He'll lead it into corner number 1. Pagnotta on the inside of Iftani trying to work over the 38 for second. One car making a great run through the field early, just had his progress stalled. That was the 96T of LaFontaine. Meanwhile, Pagnotta's going to wash up the racetrack. A little bit of contact there for second place as Iftani gets into the side of Pagnotta. First lap goes to Mason Anderson.
1 lap in, pretty competitive battle going on there between Vincent Pagnotta as well as the 4 of Mason Anderson. Mason Anderson still holding on to the lead. Worstrow, actually, look at Tyler LaFontaine there, making a big move there, trying to get himself into the mix. A lot of cars in that mix for that second spot, currently occupied by Worstrow. 2 laps in, it is Vincent Pagnotta out in front, and we've got a car out there. He's kept it on the track to 38.
Lots of contact at the back of the pack. That all started when Kenny Hare and Tyler LaFontaine started to really rub on each other. They had a bit of a tight battle for the race win a few weeks ago. Remember that? I'm sure there's no love lost there. And the worst of it was Sam Iftani as he dropped way back after getting shuffled to the outside lane that last lap. Jay Moulton behind him also got shuffled to the back. Meanwhile, Tyler LaFontaine's already up to the inside of Austin Worstrow. LaFontaine trying to work over Worstrow for second, but everybody chasing Vincent Pagnotta.
4 laps in, 11 to go here in this feature race. Good ride for Vincent Pagnotta as he got about a half a straightaway lead there. Tyler LaFontaine, who started out in the 14th spot, has now moved way on up into second. Austin Worstrow right there beside him, though, as he is holding on to the third, trying to go to that outside line to catch him. He's almost side by side with him at this point, and the number 19 of Kyle Rothwell in the mix. He's in 4th. 10 laps to go. Vincent Pagnotta out in front.
Flat on the right front of the 4 car. That's causing all kinds of issues on the racetrack. Anderson's going to take it pit side. Good call from the 4 to get it off the racetrack. Pagnotta leads. Then it's LaFontaine, Worstrow, Rothwell, Kelly. That's your top 5. Clinton Barrick was affected by that 4 car's flat front tire. He dropped outside the top 5 after having to race tightly there with Anderson up on the high side. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, it's Pagnotta. He leads it by 1.7 seconds. Now this time at the stripe, 1.2 seconds. Tyler LaFontaine picked up a half a second that last lap, and he's bringing Worstrow and Rothwell with him.
Pagnotta still out in front, coming up on about 7 laps to go, the halfway mark here of this feature. And right now, Tyler LaFontaine is beginning to gain on him just that much more, with Worstrow and the 19 of Kyle Rothwell right there in the mix with LaFontaine. But good ride there from Vincent Pagnotta, still holding on strong to the lead. We're almost beginning to encounter some lap traffic, so he does have to be careful there. 6 laps to go. LaFontaine's looking to make a big move there, a gain on Pagnotta. He is your leader still, but look out for LaFontaine. He just took the lead.
Big move from Tyler LaFontaine into corner number 1 as he drives off with the lead. Going to the inside that last time while Pagnotta went high. Pagnotta trying to fight back to keep it close, but not what anybody wanted to see in this feature is Tyler LaFontaine, the dominant driver this year, already up and out front in this one. It's LaFontaine, Pagnotta. Rothwell just got by Worstrow for 3rd place, and Hannah Rothwell is having a great run in 5th place right now.
Coming up on 4 laps to go on this feature race. The top 4 cars beginning to separate themselves from the back a little bit. Right now the battle going on for that 5th spot. Hannah Rothwell got a little bit sideways but kept that. Anthony Kelly made a big move onto that outside line to catch Rothwell and did just that. He is now into the top 5. Coming up on 3 laps to go, Tyler LaFontaine beginning to encounter some lap traffic, so he does need to be careful there.
Kyle Rothwell's got the 19 car with Harvey Swish LA, Port Colborne on the side of that race car, and he's reeling in one car into the moat and almost into the wall. It's Clinton Barrick in the 09 going for a wild ride up on the high side of corner number 4. He'll hang on to it, keep it on the racetrack, will stay green for now. Well, that was a wild last lap as Rothwell still chasing down our leader, Tyler LaFontaine, who's in lap traffic with 2 to go.
2 laps to go. Tyler LaFontaine in the lead. Countering some lap traffic with that number 34 car. Kyle Rothwell is also there as well, trying to make that move onto the inside line to catch him. Coming up on the white flag of this feature. Going to be an exciting finish between Rothwell and LaFontaine.
Teammates going to battle. Kyle Rothwell down low. Tyler LaFontaine up high. Nosing ahead is Kyle Rothwell on the final lap. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Crossover move coming from LaFontaine. Rothwell upstairs. He's going to hang on to it. Kyle Rothwell steals it on the last lap, winning it over Tyler LaFontaine, Vincent Pagnotta, Austin Worstro, and Anthony Kelly will round out the top 5. Great battle between teammates there as Kyle Rothwell takes the checkered. When he runs, he seems to win. Kyle Rothwell, another win in the mini stocks. He climbs out, he'll take the checkers. Give a call to Kyle Rothwell, a winner once again in the 4 cylinders. You told me you love that car just now. Give it a little kiss. Talk to us about the drive, getting it done, and beating your teammate Tyler on the last lap there.
I honestly thought that Tyler was leading for the longest time, so I'm just wasting laps, thinking where I'm going to get him. And I actually look up at the score counter, and Pagnotta is actually in the lead, and Tyler's in second. So I had to pour it on a little harder than I wanted to, but I think we got this car figured out, and I think we got things in the right direction. If Hannah wants it back, she can have it back. If she wants to keep the other car, well, that's fine with me.
Who do you want to thank for the drive here tonight, Kyle?
I got to thank Louis Sweet Retreat, Rob's Transmission, Wiley Racing, Cutter Up Designs, Harvey's Swish LA, Vince Pet Value, my wife, Jordan. Everybody on this entire team has done nothing but thrash and swap parts and put hours in till well into the morning to get these cars to where they are. So I want to thank all of them.
Kyle Rothwell showing the strength of the TMR team. U-Pick Auto Parts Pace Truck is in. RJ Pitts, Dale, and Slider, they lead him to green. Flag is up, pedals are down, away we go. In the Rona Dodge Mod Lights. Into corner number 1, Pitts on the outside in the 26, trying to take the advantage. He'll power down through corner number 2, and down the back straightaway, it's RJ Pitts out front. Slider has to deal with Ryan Anderson on his inside, while Rob Miser's trying to work to the outside. Bigelow and Winger doing some battle, while Josh Slider climbing through the field on the outside line as well.
1 lap in, RJ Pitts with the early advantage. The number 6 of Rob Meisner out there in the mix as well. Actually, it's a couple of cars out there in the mix for that second spot. About a 3-wide battle, as I just mentioned that. 2 laps in here to this feature race. It is RJ Pitts out in front, followed by Rob Meisner and Sean Iftati.
Pitts, Meisner, Iftati up in the top 3, and here comes Josh Slider through to 4th. Anderson and Bigelow doing battle for the 5th position. Bigelow on the outside in the 16, Anderson in the 44. Single file now amongst the front top 10, really.
3 laps in. RJ Pitts still holding strong to the lead. However, Rob Meisner, as well as the number 27 of Sean Iftati, and Brent Bigelow just got himself into the mix, making that a 3-wide battle. Look at him go to that inside line to get himself into that 3rd spot, but actually he's going to go for that 2nd spot as well. And he's gaining on RJ Pitts right there, and he's going to continue onto that inside line to catch RJ Pitts. Not quite yet, but he's going to get there. 5 laps in. It is 15 laps to go. RJ Pitts out in front.
Bigelow switched on the afterburners, and now he's going to leave RJ Pitts in the dust. Bigelow gained 6 spots in about 2 laps there, as he's really had that car come to life in the last couple of laps. Josh Slider trying to follow suit. Yellow flag is out. That was tight, tight, tight racing as we've got one around on the low side of corner number 2. That, I believe, is the 6Z of Greg Zach. And Ryan Anderson to his outside in the 44. Green flag back in the air. Good start from Pitts there as he gets to the inside, and Meisner gets a good start as he quickly gets to the inside of Brent Bigelow. Bigelow's going to fight back on the outside, maybe middle groove we'll call it, through 1 and 2. He's going to clear Meisner and set sail to try to attack the 26 through 3 and 4. Pitts drives it in really deep up off the corner. That's going to cost him as Bigelow gets alongside. And don't count out Sean Iftati. Cheeseburger's thinking about making it a 3-wide battle through 1 and 2.
6 laps in, 14 to go. Brent Bigelow back in the lead after that restart. The 27 of Sean Iftati trying to swing way outside to catch that second spot. And looks like he's going to do just that. Good move from him. The 26 of RJ Pitts out there in third. And actually, it's about a 3-car battle for that third spot. 7 laps in, coming up on 8 laps in, 12 to go. It is still Brent Bigelow out in front.
Bigelow leads. Then it's Iftati now running second. Ryan Anderson going around Pitts for third. Rob Meisner looking low underneath the 44. Josh Slider nowhere to go right now. 1 car way up on the outside of corner number 1. That's the 32 of Cohen Corbett. Yellow flag back out again in this one. Brent Bigelow leads him back to green. Iftati does all he can to hang with him on the outside, but not going to be able to do so on this restart. Bigelow driving off. Ryan Anderson. 1 car around, it's Dave Cornish. The 291 spins it on the low side, now in the middle side. Looks like he's going to be able to get it rolling potentially. Use the hill to bump start that car, but yellow flag flies anyways, and we're back under yellow. U-Pick Auto Parts Pace truck is in. Bigelow gets him going again in the middle of 3 and 4. Better start that time from Iftati and Anderson as they don't really let Bigelow get as far away as the field works lap 8. 12 to go in this one. It's Bigelow, Iftati, Anderson, Pitts, and Meisner. That's your top 5 as the field runs. Everybody chasing Brent Bigelow in the number 16 CUA Fluid Power Mod Light.
9 laps in, 11 to go. Brent Bigelow still in the lead after that restart. However, Sean Iftati is gaining on him just that much more. He's going to try to find the line to catch him. I think he's still trying to commit himself to that outside line. Looks like he's still doing that so far. The number 44 of Ryan Anderson holding on into third. And the number 26 of RJ Pitts in fourth. Halfway through this run of the Dodge Modified Light feature, it is still Brent Bigelow out in front as your leader. 9 laps to go.
Bigelow out front, Iftati, Anderson, Meisner, and Pitts. Tyler Winger trying to find a way around RJ Pitts for that 5th spot. On the low side, Winger, number 4. To the 26 of Pitts up on the high side as they work in at 3 and 4. Good racing there as Winger trying to complete the pass. Can't make it stick, but he'll edge ahead at the line as Tyler Winger breaks into the top 5. Still, Brent Bigelow leads.
With Brent Bigelow comfortably out in front. Coming up on 7 laps to go. Battle going on there for the 2nd spot between Ryan Anderson as well as Sean Iftati. However, Iftati is holding on strong into that spot. 2-car battle there for the 5th spot there between the number 4 of Tyler Winger as well as the number 26 of RJ Pitts, who is still in the top 5. 6 laps to go, 14 down. It is Brent Bigelow. A really good ride from him so far, as always.
Whatever Josh Slider was working on in the pits, he's found something. He's back up to 7th position in that 17 and looking for more as he's trying to track down the 26 of Pitts and the 4 of Winger. Meanwhile, out in front, it's still Bigelow. He leads it at the stripe now by over 2.9 seconds, almost a 3-second advantage for Bigelow over Iftati. Anderson rides comfortably there in 3rd. Meisner having a great run in 4th, and Winger is your top 5. Slider starting to reel in the 26 of pits for that 6th spot. And look at the move. Wow, great move from Josh Slater that time off of corner number 4 to take that spot away. But is it too little too late for Slater, who appears to have the car coming to him now after some adjustments in the pits?
With 3 laps to go, Brent Bigelow way out in front. He's beginning to encounter some lap traffic, or almost is beginning to, so he does have to be careful there. The number 27 of Sean Iftani still holding on strongly there, and we have a yellow flag out.
Chris Watson, the 07s come to almost a halt here at the Tim Hortons finish line. That brings out yet another yellow with 3 laps to go, and that might be the caution that some drivers needed if they want to catch Brent Bigelow. Coming back to green, 3 to go. Brent Bigelow, Iftani, and Anderson. Your top 3 trying to settle it. Josh Slater on the single file restart, trying to make up positions as well. Going to be coming to 2 laps to go, and Bigelow still up front.
2 laps to go. Bigelow still out in front after that restart. However, Sean Iftani still in second, but it looks like Brent Bigelow is still got his hold onto that lead. Coming up on the white flag, the last lap of this feature, it's Brent Bigelow still out in front.
Yellow flag is out. 1 car up on the high side of turn number 2. I believe that is the 8 of Hill that's come to a rest near the trees underneath the Lucas Oil sign. And that puts us under 1 last late yellow in the Rona Deutsch Mod Lights. U-Pick Auto Parts pace truck is in. Green flag back in the air. It's Bigelow leading them into 1. Iftani doing all he can to keep pace with him, and he's doing a good job through 1 and 2, not letting Bigelow get away. Anderson rides there in 3rd. Winger trying to make the pass on Meisner. Iftani keeping pace with Bigelow, coming to the white flag. 1 more time around. Brent Bigelow into 1 and 2. Has about a 2-3 car length advantage now as he works up off the corner. Call it 4 car lengths. Bigelow really starting to power away from the rest of the pack. Out of corner number 4, checkers in the air. Another win for Brent Bigelow in the Rona Deutsch Mod Lights over Sean Iftani, Ryan Anderson, Rob Meisner, and Josh Slater gets Tyler Winger at the stripe to bring home a top 5. Heading down to victory lane, we'll catch up with Brent Bigelow. And as Brent starts to climb out, give a call. Win number 8 on the year for Brent Bigelow in the Rona Deutsch Mod Lights. Win number 8. When the car is that good, how fun to drive is it?
Real fun, but they certainly don't drive themselves. So you got to pay attention, hit your marks, and stay focused. Really high pace, high speed track tonight. So the littlest thing would have been a major problem. So yeah, you just had to stay focused and stay strapped in tight there and hope for the best, pick away, and it all worked out.
Who do you want to thank for the drive tonight, Brent?
Just thank the 16 fans, everyone that cheers for me. You know, after 8 wins, you figure you might be getting a little bit of booze, but the cheers are pretty good with that there. So hope you guys are enjoying it and appreciate the support, and I'm glad you're cheering for me.
Congratulations, Brent Bigelow back in victory lane for the 8th time in the Rona Deutsch Mod Lights. He's also going to be in the Sportsman in one more feature, but up next, your Hoosier stocks out for their feature.
You're so tasty. Drive me crazy. Ain't nothing I can do.
So who exactly is Fast Eddie? More than just a man, it's the mindset that runs through our blood like oil through an engine. Whether on the track or on the street, Fast Eddie is the spirit that drives us to go fast and keep going. Born in 1949 with no time to look in the rearview mirror. Every story is worth telling, and every piece of Fast Eddie apparel has its own. Celebrate our mindset. This is Fast Eddie. This is combustion culture. FastEddieSpeedwear.com.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick perfected fire. Quick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick retailer at quickquick.com.
Yupik Auto Parts Pace Truck is in. Coming to green, flag is up, pedals are down, away we go with Donnie Lampman and Go Fast People lead him into turn number 1. Down on the low side, Fontaine trying to find a way around Teeple early in this one while Bleach works over the high side. Donnie Lampman's going to come away with the lead down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. Lampman going to lead lap 1 while Teeple proved to have a pretty strong car early in the heats tonight. You see what he's got running up at the front of the pack right now as Bleach has gone around and now Fawcett trying to find a way around on the outside.
Coming up on 2 laps in here in the early goings of this Hoosier stock feature. Donnie Lampman out in front. And actually right now a competitive battle going on for that second spot. 3 cars in that mix between Zach Bleach, Mark Fawcett, as well as Go Fast Teeple. And he can include, I believe it's Rob Murray in that mix. Yes, he just moved on his way up into 4th. And we've got a caution flag out. Looks like another one of the Lampman cars.
Jim Lampman looped it on the low side of corner number 1 and 2, bringing out the yellow in this one. Looks like he'll be able to get it going again, though. Flag back out. Donnie Lampman, good start on the outside, looking to clear Bleach. Bleach down low, fighting off the 32 of Fawcett, who's going to go alongside for second position. Murray's going to try to pass the 11 of Teeple, and Bailey's working there, trying to find his way inside the top 5. Donnie Lampman still leads 3 wide in fourth position. Murray, Bleach, Bailey and Teeple. Now Bleach having to do some protection there as he's on the outside of Fawcett, and Murray's going to make the big move in the middle of the corner, trying to make the pass. Good racing amongst the leaders right now.
4 laps into this feature race. Donnie Lampman using that outside line to his advantage as he's beginning to increase his lead a little bit there over Mark Fawcett. Rob Murray out there in 3rd. 2-car battle there between Dave Bailey and Bleach. 5 laps into this feature race. It is Donnie Lampman in the 28D out in front, but look out for Mark Fawcett. He's right there with him.
Fawcett, last week's feature winners, trying to find a way up through the inside to the lead as Donnie Lampman continues to work the outside groove. Lampman now is going to surrender that lead at the stripe by about a half car length. As Fawcett clears, Lampman follows right in his tire tracks that time as he's trying to switch up his lane to get the lead back down the back straightaway. Fawcett leads. Now it's Lampman. Bailey's up to 3rd. Bleach and Murray doing battle for 4th, while Pellrine and Teeple battle for 6th.
7 laps in, 13 to go. Mark Fawcett still out in front there. However, Donnie Lampman still close there with the 49 car of Dave Bailey, who started out in 7th, is now up into 3rd with Rob Murray. And Zach Bleach battling it out for that 4th spot, currently occupied by Murray. 8 laps down, 12 to go. It is Mark Fawcett out in front.
Fawcett, Lampman, Bailey, that's your top 3. They're all running together. Down the front stretch, Fawcett starting to really pull out a bit on Lampman. Not quite a full second advantage yet, as Lampman has his hands full with the Brewster Baker Queenston Chev ride of Dave Bailey. It's Fawcett, Lampman, Bailey, Murray, and Bleach, your top 5. Now for second, underneath the Lampman vehicle, it's Dave Bailey. Bailey's going to take over second, away from Lampman, who's trying to fight back on the inside, but Donnie Lampman's going to have to settle it in and ride in 3rd spot.
Coming up on 11 laps into this Hoosier stock feature, past the halfway mark. Mark Fawcett still out in front. Number 49 car of Dave Bailey in the second spot. Donnie Lampman trying to catch him for that spot. He's trying to go to that inside line to cash. It didn't quite work out as he was hoping for. Single file, one through just about 6 or 7. The fourth being occupied by Rob Murray and Zach Bleach there in 5th. 8 laps to go here in this Hoosier Stock feature. It is Mark Fawcett still out in front.
Fawcett leading comfortably. Bailey, since getting past Lampman, hasn't really been able to reel in the leader just yet. Last time by, the difference was 1.2 seconds at the stripe this time. Bailey trails, picked up 2/10, just over a second is the advantage now for Fawcett. But Bailey is trying to run away from Lampman, who's not letting him get away. So Fawcett could be under fire from both Bailey and Lampman, and even Rob Murray, who's starting to come back into the picture as well. Yellow flag out. John Couture in the 0 bat rod spins it, gets it going again, and we're under yellow. You Pick Auto Parts Pace Truck is in. Fawcett, Bailey, Donnie Lampman, Rob Murray, Zach Bleach, Kyle Pelrine, Jason Fontaine, Go Fast Teeple, Trevor Want, and Jeff Larmett, your top 10 on the restart. Somebody who did not get a great restart, Dave Bailey. He's under fire from not just one, but 2 cars. 1 car going around. Big collision, big pile up off of corner number 2. Lots of cars involved. That will bring out yet another yellow. And it all started when Rob Murray got turned on the corner exit of turn 2. Rob Murray was in the middle of that 3-wide battle with Dave Bailey when he got turned, and there was nowhere to go for a lot of race cars in this one, bringing out a red flag now as we work to clean all this up. Fontaine got a really hard lick in that, but I see Jason walking around. Good to see that he's out of the race car and okay. Hopefully the vehicle's not too heavily damaged, but just nowhere to go for all the cars driving up off of corner 2 when Murray was turned right in front of the field. Getting ready to go back racing after that big one in the Hoosier Stocks. Mark Fawcett, your leader. Dave Bailey lines up second. Then it's Donnie Lampman, Kyle Pelrine, Go Fast People, Jeff Larmett, John Couture, and Zach Bleach. A thinned out field after that pile up off of corner number 2. Fawcett gets away with the lead. Donnie Lampman trying to get by Dave Bailey for second. Fawcett going to see 6 to go at the line, and he is out front and in control of this one.
6 laps to go. Mark Fawcett out in front after that restart. However, that number 49 car of Dave Bailey is side by side there with Lampman. For that second spot, Lampman just took that lead. Donnie Lampman. But look out for Dave Bailey. He's going to that outside line to catch him. And looks like he's going to do just that. Kyle Pelrine also in the mix with 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go. It is Fawcett out in front.
Bailey looking to clear Lampman up off of 2. This time will do so. The Brewster Baker ride, the 49 of Dave Bailey up to second. 5 to go. Does he have enough time? Coming to 4 to go now to run down Mark Fawcett. Fawcett continues to lead into corner number 1. Bailey leaves the door open on the low side. Donnie Lampman is still lurking there, and Bailey's having to protect more than he can actually attack as Fawcett still continues to control things as he's looking for back-to-back feature wins.
3 laps left here in this Hoosier Stock feature. Fawcett out in front. Dave Bailey trying to commit himself to that, still to that outside line to catch him, and Donnie Lampman going inside. He's going to be side by side with Bailey as we come to 2 laps to go here in this Hoosier Stock feature. It is Fawcett out in front, but there's 2 cars right there on his trail.
2 laps to go, and Bailey can't get up and challenge Fawcett because Lampman wants to do that. Now Bailey slides back a little bit, coming to the white flag this time. One more time around for Mark Fawcett to score his second Merrittville Speedway feature win of the year, or excuse me, second in a row, I should say, back-to-back weeks would be his third. Lampman all over the back bumper of him. Might have time for one more move into 3 and 4. Mark Fawcett on the low side. Lampman enters high, looks for the crossover, gets a bit of a wiggle. Bailey's going to get by on the inside for second. Fawcett wins it over Bailey, Lampman, Teeple, and Pelrine. Back-to-back feature wins for Mark Fawcett in the 32. Give a call to tonight's winner, Mark Fawcett, back in Pleasant View, Victory Lane in the Hoosier Stocks. Mark, the safest place to be is out in front of a race, and you were in that spot when everybody piled up behind you, and then you were able to hold off a hard-charging Donnie Lampman and Dave Bailey. Tell us about the drive.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a mix-up there. I seen after the red there, but yeah, the car worked well. Did a little bit of fixing last week. Found a head gasket gone in the motor, so during tech we did a compression test and we noticed there was some problems. So thanks to tech, that kind of helped me out. Got to thank the sponsors again: Quick Wick, Sticker SP Motorsports, Harrington Exhaust, Scales Aftermarket, Pete's. Thanks my mom and dad, they're here. My dad's been sick for a while, so I'm glad to see him here, my wife and fans.
Congratulations, Mark Fawcett back in Victory Lane for the second week in a row, third time on the year in the 32 machine. Sportsman feature up next. The U-Pick Auto Parts Pace Truck is in. It's Petey and Vanderzanden on the front row. Flag is up, pedals are down, away we go in the right choice. Auto and Leisure Sportsman here at Merrittville. Into corner number 1, they slide side by side, some even 3 wide through the corner. Petey and Vanderzanden doing battle there for the lead. 35 of Vanderzanden nudges ahead, and he will try to lead lap number 1. Petey fights back on the inside, now looks to cross over on the outside. Vanderzanden leads lap number 1.
1 lap in, Taylor Vanderzanden with the early advantage. However, Nathan Petey right there on his trail trying to find a line. Looks like he's going to go to that outside line. He's trying to almost got a bit sideways there, but kept it going the way he wanted. 3 out of Noah Mammo in third, 15 of Justin 15 is in fourth, side by side with the 108 of Bleach. 2 laps in, it is Vanderzanden out in front.
Vanderzanden, Petey, Mammo, Bleach, and Leslie. That's your top 5, all running single file. Then Jay Mallory and Jordan Costco are 6th and 7th. First side-by-side battle you'll see between Justin Sharp in the 8S and the 2K of Rob Knapp. Still out front is Vanderzanden, Petey, Mammo, Bleach, and Leslie. Jay Mallory is starting to work over the 15 of Leslie for the 5th spot. Hasn't been able to find a way by yet as the Sterling Lubricants 15 ride is glued to that bottom side and not giving any daylight to Jay Mallory in the GSR Oshweekend number 20.
5 laps in, coming up to 6 laps into this feature race. Taylor Vanderzanden still out in front, inching his way out just a little bit. 23 and of Nathan Petey out there in second with Noah Mammo right there on Petey's trail in third. 108 of Zach Bleach in fourth. And Adam Leslie in the number 15 car out there in fifth. Coming up on 7 laps in, 18 to go. It is a good ride so far from Taylor Vanderzanden, who is in the lead.
Mammo starting to work over the 23 of Petey for second spot. Mammo on the low side in the 3N. Upstairs, it's the 23 of Petey. Good tight racing as one car slows on the high side. It's Brent Bigelow in the 7XS, so number 16. He's going to take it pit side and away from the racetrack. Still out front is Vanderzanden. Mammo and Petey have crossed over now. It's Mammo on the outside in the 3N. The 23 of Petey down low as they work into 3 and 4. That battle's on for second. Bleach lurking there in case one of them makes a mistake. But Vanderzanden just out for a Saturday night cruise leading this one.
With Vanderzanden comfortably out in front, the battle going on right now actually is for that 3rd spot between Nathan Petey and Bleach just overtook Petey for that particular spot. However, Petey's not too far behind him there. 10 laps in, it is Vanderzanden out in front. 3N of Noah Mammo in second. And the 108 of Billy Bleach out there in third, side by side between Leslie and Petey.
Leslie in the Sterling Lubricants, number 15 down low. 23 in the Parkway Towing, number 23, is up on the inside, now surrenders that position. The 35 of Van der Zanden still out in front. Van der Zanden leads. Mamo, Bleach, Leslie, Petey, your top 5.
12 laps in, coming up on the halfway mark of this feature race for the Sportsman division. Taylor Van der Zanden, really good ride from him so far. Got about almost a full straightaway lead over Noah Mamo in that 3N, who is in second. Billy Bleach holding strong in third. Adam Leslie in fourth, and the 23 of Nathan Petey in fourth. As we come up on 11 laps to go, 14 laps in, Taylor Van der Zanden might be encountering some lap traffic soon, so he does need to be careful there. But right now, he is doing pretty well out there so far.
As they run, the first car that the leader, Van der Zanden, would catch is the 99P Junior of Matteo Panante. Right now, Van der Zanden's got no pressure from behind, can take his time once he gets there, but now Billy Bleach has moved his way up into second, getting past Noah Mamo for that position. Down the back straightaway. Yellow is out. There's one car up on the high side of corner number 1 who's brought it to rest. I believe it is the 13M of McKay. Nope, McKay I see out there. Trying to identify that vehicle. It might be the one of Van Mill. Van der Zanden and Bleach. Green flag back in the air. Good start from both drivers on the front row. It's going to be a battle, a drag race into corner number 1. Bleach on the outside trying to take the spot. Van der Zanden down low trying to hold off the lead. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Van der Zanden looking to clear Bleach. Slides up in front of the 108. The 108 maybe makes a little bit of contact there with the rear Nerf bar, but lap goes to Van der Zanden, but Bleach is not done yet.
16 laps down, 9 to go. Van der Zanden still in the lead after that restart. However, Billy Bleach is right there with him, trying to get in that outside line for the lead, and almost side by side at this point. Van der Zanden still holding on to the lead, but as I just said that, Billy Bleach just is committed to that outside line, and he is in the lead, if only just by a little bit, but Van der Zanden holding strong onto that inside line. Now it's Billy Bleach in the lead with Adam Leslie there in third with 7 laps to go. Going to be an exciting finish.
Bleach driving away from Van der Zanden now, using that high side. He likes the high side. The last time through 3 and 4, Van der Zanden was a long side, but problem is when Bleach occupies that high side, it takes away some of the laneway that Van der Zanden would use to drive up in front. Had to lift, and that allows Bleach to start to pull away by a car length, maybe even more now down the back straightaway. Leslie's taken over third. Mamo sits fourth. Well, Sharp and Mallory do battle for the 5th spot, and they're both trying to work over Mamo for 4th position. Bleach has gone back down to the low side to cover off the 35 of Van der Zanden. Van der Zanden trying to hang tough there and steal the win, trying to take the lead back. Don't count out Adam Leslie, who's gone to the high side as well.
4 laps to go. It's Billy Bleach out there in the lead. Both Van der Zanden and Bleach holding steady for their respective lines. And Adam Leslie in the number 15 holding strong in there in that 5th spot. Number 8S and Justin Sharp, as well as Cody McPherson getting themselves into the mix there in the top 5. 3 laps to go here in this feature. It is Billy Bleach out in front, but Taylor Van der Zanden is right there with him. It's going to be interesting with 2 laps to go coming up right now.
Coming at 2 to go. Van der Zanden doing all he can to try to find some daylight underneath Bleach. Bleach doing a great job protecting the low side. Meanwhile, Adam Leslie's really got it wound up on the outside. Hasn't been able to put a full corner together yet, but is running some great times, some fast times up on the high side. This could be a 3-car battle before it's all said and done. White flag in the air. One more time around. Taylor Van der Zanden trying to find a way around Billy Bleach Jr. Bleach gets a great run away from the 35 of Van der Zanden into 3 and 4 for the final time. Billy Bleach is going to hang on to it. He's going to take the checkers He closes out. Great run for Billy Bleach Jr. Vander Zanden brings it home second. Great drag race at the stripe. Leslie ended up third. McPherson settles for fifth as he was trying to get Justin Sharp at the line. So your top five: Billy Bleach Jr., Taylor Vander Zanden, Adam Leslie, Justin Sharp, and Cody McPherson, the top five. Great racing from the Sportsman tonight. And now as he climbs out to maybe the biggest victory lane party of the year, give a call to Billy Bleach Jr. He's got the epic racewear checkered flag, and he is a winner in the Right Choice Auto and Leisure Sportsman. Billy, come on around here.
Hang on, buddy, hang on.
It has been a good season for you, a pretty strong season. The speed has been there, haven't been able to put it all together, and finally you do tonight. Tell us about the drive, holding off Vander Zanden there late, and how you got by him in the general.
Car's been great lately. The boys have been killing it in the shop, just wrong place, wrong time last couple weeks, but as soon as I got a good run on him, I stayed out for a couple laps. First thing I could think is if he passed me back on the bottom and I didn't at least get down there, boys in the trailer are going to kick my ass. So got down there and held on for the best.
Who do you want to thank for the win here tonight?
Definitely got to thank all the guys working on the car. I raced last night, I didn't even touch it today. They did all the work and everything, so yeah, it's great there. Obviously Flanagan there because it's Flanagan Chassis there. She's dynamite right now. A new gen for the smoke under the hood.
Congratulations, Billy Bleach Jr. Back in Pleasant View Victory Lane in the Right Choice Auto and Leisure Sportsman. The 358 Modifieds up next. Flag is up, pedals are down, away we go with the youngsters. Dalton Slack and Dylan Davidson out front in this one early. Slack around the outside in the 3RS trying to take the lead. Davidson meanwhile is going to clear on the bottom side. Davidson in the Costco haulage, number 73, can't quite clear up in front of Slack. He'll hang on to the lap lead at the stripe, but by how much and for how long?
One lap in, Dalton Slack with the early advantage. Dylan Davidson not too far there. He's going to go to the inside line to be side by side with him for that spot. The number 28 car of Todd Gordon in third. Shane Pierce is there in the fourth. Actually, he's right beside him for that spot. And the 38 is Scott Wood along with Pete Bicknell in the mix as well. Coming up on 3 laps into this feature race for the 358 Modifieds, it is Dalton Slack out in front in the early going.
Slack leads Davidson, Todd Gordon, Scott Wood, Shane Pierce, your top five. It's a hornet's nest from Wood and Gordon on back from third to about 10th, all under a blanket. Scott Wood's going to come away with the third spot after getting by Gordon. Gary Lindbergh trying to follow suit in the 37S down low. Lindbergh goes underneath Gordon. Ryan Susi trying to follow by as Gordon keeps washing up the racetrack through 1 and 2, and Shane Pierce behind him can only follow in his tracks and drop back as well. Slack leads, then it's Davidson, Wood, Lindbergh, Susi, your top five.
5 down, 30 to go. Dalton Slack beginning to increase his lead just that much more, about a half straightaway lead over Dylan Davidson. Gary Lindbergh right there with him as he goes to the inside line to try to catch him for that spot. Didn't quite work out the way it was hoping for. Scott Wood out there in fourth. And Ryan Susi in the 38 RS is out there in the fifth. Coming up on 7 laps into this feature race, it is Dalton Slack still out there in front in the lead.
Gary Lindbergh's got a rocket ship tonight. He's up to second after starting in 7th spot. 5 spots gained in the first 7 laps. We'll see if he's got enough steam to start running down that Dalton Slack machine. It's Slack, Lindbergh, Wood squeezes by Davidson through 3 and 4. Davidson trying to come back on the inside. Battles on for third. There's still Ryan Susi running 5th.
Dalton Slack still out there in front, about almost a full straightaway lead over Lindbergh. Out single file right now, 1 through 5 and as well as 6. Dalton Slack out in front, Lindbergh second, Scott Wood third, Dylan Davidson fourth. Pete Bicknell in the mix there in 6th. Coming up on 10 laps into this feature, Dalton Slack might be encountering some lap traffic soon, so he does have to be careful there. But he's got a good ride out from him so far, 10 laps in.
Slack, that time dropped about a 1/10 of a second to Lindbergh. Since Lindbergh's taken over that second spot, his momentum slowed just a little bit as Slack has been able to keep about a 1.8 second, 1.9 second advantage. We'll see at the stripe this time if there's any change. That time, Slack actually picks up another 2/10 over Gary Lindbergh. So Slack continues to lead, has a comfortable margin, but lap traffic lurking in front of him. Slack leads. Lindbergh, Wood, Davidson, Susie are top 5.
12 laps in, Dalton Slack still out in front. He's got about a 2-second lead over Gary Lindbergh. However, that lap traffic could become a factor as this race wears on if Dalton Slack maintains a big lead as he is doing right now. Scott Wood out there holding on strong in third. Ryan Susie out there in fourth. And Dylan Davidson trying to go to that inside line to catch him. He's in there in fifth. Bicknell in sixth. 13 laps in. A great ride from Dalton Slack so far. He is holding on strong in the lead and countering some lap traffic here.
Slack now has lap traffic in front of him. At the stripe, Lindbergh picked up 3/10 of a second on our leader that last lap, and he's looking to gain more as Slack tries to work around the 35G of Gruel. Down into corners number 3 and 4. Slack, Lindbergh. At the stripe, Lindbergh able to pick up another 1/10 of a second there. It's down to 1.6 as more lap traffic lurks in front of our leader, Slack.
Coming up on 16 laps into this feature race, 19 to go. Dalton Slack still out in front. He's being careful with that lap traffic. And now he's got just still over about a 1.5 lead over Gary Lindbergh. Doing pretty good out there so far. Doing the best he can to maintain his lead on that lap traffic. Scott Wood still out there in third. Ryan Susie, Slack's teammate, out there in fourth. And Bicknell in fifth. 17 laps in, almost halfway through this 358 modified feature. It has been all Dalton Slack.
Now, what does Dalton do? He's got Van Mill and McTavish still racing side by side for position in front of him, and Gary Lindbergh is coming from behind. Where will Slack go as he tries to work around the 2 Cool and the 41? They're still side by side in front of our leader. Gary Lindbergh's really eating away into that lead now. Last time at the stripe, it was 1.3 seconds. This time at the stripe, it's under a second. Gary Lindbergh catching our leader who is stuck in lap traffic. Slack is going to have to try to find a way around and really start to force the issue if he wants to protect this lead. Meanwhile, Van Mill in front of him slides up the racetrack, closes the door on Slack. Slack doing all he can. He slides up the racetrack, opens the door down low. Gary Lindbergh is there. Lindbergh trying to find a way by on the inside. Couldn't make it stick. Into 3 and 4. Slack not able to cover the position. Lindbergh trying to find a way by. Couldn't do it that time. Now Slack is once again working over that lap traffic in front of him.
14 laps to go in this feature. Dalton Slack still out in front. However, that 37S of Gary Lindbergh is now getting himself into the mix. Trying to get himself onto that inside line of Slack to catch him. Not quite working the way he was hoping for as he is in that lap traffic mix as well. But he's committed to that line to try and catch Slack. 13 laps to go. It's getting close between Dalton Slack and Gary Lindbergh. Going to be an exciting one as they keep going.
It's the unique part of auto racing as Van Mill drives into our leader. He finally has to let him by, and Lindbergh sails in between McTavish and the 2 Cool of Van Mill. Slack trying to put these guys a lap down, but they're still battling for position really aggressively. Van Mill had chopped down on Slack multiple times before that, and now finally Slack is through that cluster of lap traffic as he clears the 72 of Podwinski. Now Lindbergh trying to follow suit on the inside. He might even try to take the lead. Down the back straightaway, he's going to have to set the move up into 3 and 4. He'll go to the outside now. Slack on the bottom side. Lindbergh coming around the outside. At the stripe, it's still Slack, but Lindbergh is there.
10 laps to go. Lindbergh, he's trying to find a line, any line that he can at this point. It didn't quite work out. He lost a bit of traffic there, but he's still on the case of Dalton Slack, who's still out there in front. And he is still out there in second. Slack still holding on to the lead. Less than 10 laps to go. It's a good duel so far between Dalton Slack and Gary Lindbergh. Going to be 8 laps to go. Slack in front.
Slack through 1 and 2, keeps opening up just a little bit on the inside line, and that's allowing Lindbergh to stick his nose in there and sometimes even get alongside him up off the corner. That time, Slack did a better job covering off the bottom side. Into 3 and 4, he leaves a little bit of daylight. Lindbergh looking, trying to find a way by. It almost looks like he's running up on the guardrail at some points, trying to find light on the inside underneath the 3RS of Slack. Working with 7 laps to go, coming to 6 to go this time. And Dalton Slack doing everything he can to hold off one of the best here at Merrittville in the modified, Gary Lindbergh.
6 laps to go, 29 down. It's still a good duel out there between Dalton Slack there and Gary Lindbergh. I'll tell you what, Lindbergh's trying to find any line he can to find it. Whoa, he got a bit sideways there, but he kept it going. He's trying to point it down to that inside line. Still not quite there. Oh, we got ourselves a yellow flag with 5 laps to go.
Caution for the 35 of Gruel, who's parked it on the pit lane ramp with 5 laps to go, which should set up a single file restart here with Dalton Slack out in front of Gary Lindbergh, Scott Wood, Ryan Susie, and Pete Bicknell. Dalton Slack, your leader. Gary Lindbergh, Scott Wood, Ryan Susie, Pete Bicknell, Shane Pierce, Matt Williamson, Brad Rouse, Dylan Davidson, Todd Gordon, green flag back in the air. Cars bouncing around behind them as Susie and Wood are already getting together for that 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Dalton Slack trying to drive away with it. Down the back straightaway, he's got a car length on Gary Lindbergh. Into 3 and 4, open racetrack in front of Dalton Slack. Lap traffic won't be a factor on this run. Can he hold off Gary Lindbergh?
4 laps to go. Battle still going on for that lead between Dalton Slack and Gary Lindbergh. Lindbergh right there. They're breaking away from the pack. Ryan Susie out there in 3rd, and Scott Wood also there. They're trying to get themselves into the mix with 3 laps to go. But it is still Dalton Slack out in front with Gary Lindbergh not far behind him. Going to be an exciting finish with 3 laps left.
Gary Lindbergh having a look to the inside. Couldn't make it stick up off of corner number 2. He's looking down there again through 3 and 4. Dalton Slack doing everything he can to protect the inside. Popsicle sticks in the air. Dalton Slack leaves the bottom side open through 1 and 2. Lindbergh is there, but again, can't get the run off. Meanwhile, Slack into 3 and 4 is going to shut the door again, coming to the white flag. One more time around. Can Dalton Slack hold off Gary Lindbergh? Into 1 and 2. Lindbergh goes to the outside now, trying to get alongside of Slack. Down the back straightaway, into 3 and 4 for the final time. Gary Lindbergh sails it in, up on the high side. It's going to be close, but it's not close enough. Dalton Slack gets his first career modified win at Merrittville Speedway. He wins it over Gary Lindbergh, Matt Williamson, Scott Wood, and Ryan Susie. Congratulations to Dalton Slack and everybody on the Slack Racing team. He's taking it all in. He's got the checkered flag with him. Give a call to Dalton Slack, a winner at Merrittville Speedway for the first time. Dalton collecting his thoughts, trying to come on around here. Dalton, you're enjoying the moment. I think I just heard you say, I thought you were going to give it away. Talk to me about trying to hold off Gary Lindbergh, one of the best here in a modified, and you did it tonight and got your career win.
Yeah, it was tough. I didn't really need that caution at the end, and I looked up on the scoreboard, and it said 31, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, who's the 31? And I'm like, okay, it's probably Gary. So Gary's really good here. I know the last couple of weeks he's been good on top, and he's been ripping around on the top, so I just had to hit my marks, and I thank God I did, because it's been a long time coming. So, yeah, I'm just pumped.
A long time coming indeed. Who do you want to thank for the win here tonight, Dalton?
First off, I got to thank everybody who helps. Ross, Henry, my mom, especially my dad, my grandpa, Elliot, my grandma, my other set of grandparents, everybody who's here. I got to look at the car. I'm speechless. I got to thank Manufacturing, Matco Tools, Trevor Snyder, Bulldog Brands, DMI, Marks Automotive, Swift Springs, Pat's Radiator, Transport Sales and Service, Integra Shocks, most definitely. Big Now Racing Products, everybody back there, T-Ball, Teddy, Pete, everybody in the body shop, everybody there. Simpson Race Products for keeping us safe, and just about everybody else. I'm just speechless.
Congratulations, Dalton Slack, a winner for the first time in the 358 Modifieds at Merrittville. What a great night, what a great way to end off the night here on Fan Favorite Autograph Night. Thanks to everybody who came out. Thanks to everybody who came out and visited their favorite driver in the autograph session during intermission. We will be back next week from Hot Tub Heaven presenting the Hot Tub Giveaway Night next Saturday, August 20th, here at Merrittville Speedway. On behalf of track owners Don and Lorraine Speece, my co-host William Morrison, I am Jonathan Howe. We hope your Saturday night was more than just all right, and we will see you next weekend.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GForceTV. GForceTV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.